Thank you so much for congratulating me on winning the 2020 Distinguished Contribution to Research Book Award from the American Sociological Association Latina Latino Studies section. I took time to say thank you because I needed to sit with your messages and just savor every word that you gifted me. This award has meant very, very much to me because it reaffirmed my Jesuit values. And let me tell you why. When I applied to Santa Clara University as an undergraduate, I actually had to apply 3 times. I kept on getting rejected each time. And people would ask me, why do you keep applying if you keep getting rejected? And I would tell them, it's because I believe in the Jesuit values of Santa Clara University. I believed in their mission to educate the whole person, mind, body, and soul. And indeed, when I graduated from Santa Clara University, I was well prepared to embark on my next academic chapter, which was graduate school. And I went off to earn my master's and PhD. And after many, many years, I came back to my alma mater, this time as assistant professor of religious studies. For me, it was coming full circle. For now, I was going to have the privilege of being on the other side of the classroom and impacting students just as much as my own professors when I was a student at SCU impacted me. When I was coming up for tenure, a senior faculty in my department met with me and he told me that I needed to hurry up and finish the book because I needed to secure tenure. And then he added, and I quote, "All books have mistakes. Hurry up and finish the book because you need to secure tenure." End of quote. Hearing his words just shook me to the core of my Jesuit values. That's not what I learned as an undergraduate. In fact, the research for my book was driven by my Jesuit education and what my professors taught me and instilled in me as an undergraduate. And that was that as a Jesuit educated individual, I was expected to understand the moral and ethical implications of my academic work. At that moment, I felt I had 2 choices. One of them was to disregard my mistakes, hurry up and finish the book, and secure tenure. The second one was to follow my Jesuit values and write the type of book that took full account of the moral and ethical implications of my academic work. And I thought and I believed that the first was not an option for me. It was too individualistic. So I chose the latter. And what happened next, we all know. I was denied tenure. I applied, I appealed, but the appeal didn't go anywhere. Then the dean had this brilliant idea, the acting dean at the time had this brilliant idea of me continuing teaching at SCU as an adjunct professor. When I heard this, for me, it was an insult. And let me tell you why. When you're an adjunct professor, work is not guaranteed. You have to apply and reapply. Depending on your contract, you apply every quarter, every year, or every 3 years. So work is not guaranteed. Also, you have no voting power at all. And third, the pay is very low. So I felt hurt, I felt disappointed, I felt puzzled, and I became silent. I didn't open up because there was a lot of internal healing that had to take place before me sharing my story. It's not until now that I'm able to share my story, and I share it because as I hear more and more academic institutions rooting for diversity and inclusion and having serious conversations about it. To me, it's important that within these conversations, stories like mine are taken into account as they move into action. Those conversations need to lead to action. And that's my hope, that these conversations don't stay at the table, that they lead to action. In fact, when I was denied tenure, it was 2017. At the time, there were 1.5 million professors, full-time professors in the U.S. in degree-granting post-secondary institutions. Of those 1.5 million faculty, 3% were Latinas who were assistant professors and on their way to applying for tenure. So I'm sharing this story because for me, it's important that we voice the injustices in our system. There are many injustices in academic institutions. The structure needs to change if we really want to see these numbers changing. For example, at Santa Clara University, there are, in the religious studies department, there are 19 full-time professors. Okay, so 19 full-time professors. Of those 19, 11 of them are white men. That's over half of the faculty who are full-time. That number in itself tells you that there is a problem, a very serious problem, and that change needs to happen. And in this case, change needs to happen at my alma mater. So winning the award for me was an affirmation of my Jesuit values and that I made the right choice, even if it meant being denied tenure.